Hello, hello, hello. Happy Christmas Eve. It is the morning of Christmas Eve, and I just wanted to share with you just a few things before we move into a few announcements and a very brief overview of the Sunday school lesson, of which I'll be sharing on tomorrow morning. God bless each of you, and thank you so very kindly and so very much today as we prepare for a great worship service on tonight there. And this is the information regarding the Sunday school on tomorrow morning. I'll be doing this teaching there. That's tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. You know the number, you know the meeting ID, and you know the passcode. It is there. Let me thank God for these birthdays here. Miss Ozelia Washington, Linda Broussard, all the way up there in Seattle, Washington. Tim Emery, Diane Emery, Chloe Kyles, Vancita Stokes, Romedro Strickland, Roshan Johnson, William A. Stanmore, and Deja Smith. Happy birthday to those persons there. Listen, this evening, today, December the 24th, the joint service between St. Luke and Lane Chapel this evening at 6 p.m. At 6 p.m., Reverend Dr. Deborah Coleman will be our preacher. This particular service will be held at the St. Luke Church at 6 p.m. this evening. You don't want to miss it. Make sure that you are present. Make sure that you are present. Now, this particular service, as all of our services are, will be broadcast on our YouTube channel, which is St. Luke CME Shreveport, for those of you who are unfamiliar, and on our Facebook channel, St. Luke Christian Methodist, our Facebook channel. So type in those, and we should be live at 5:50 this afternoon. If you can't attend, please make sure that you are logged in and watching and commenting this great worship service that we're going to be having this evening. Now, next Sunday morning will be the Lord's Supper, January the 1st, next Sunday. Let's begin the year. We're ending the year with a great worship service, our last worship opportunity for the year, and we're going to begin the worship season next year with the Lord's Supper. God bless, and make sure that you are present for that as well. Listen, let's get into this lesson. Mary, the Magnificat, Mary rejoices, Luke chapter 1. You see, God has promised to bring about his rule on earth and to bring the rule of man, the kingdom of man, to an end. The manner of God's kingdom is explained in this week's lessons in Mary's hymn of praise, which was filled with important messianic truths. Mary, an unlearned teenage girl who has found out the importance, the significance of what God has gifted her with, the Son, the Messiah of the entire world. In fulfilling this promise, God would choose seemingly insignificant people and do wonders through them. He chooses the shepherds. He chooses the magi, yes, and performs wonders through them. He would choose Israel and bless the world through his servants. He would bring down the proud, such as the temple leadership who would oppose Jesus. He would lift up the lowly, fill the hungry in Israel and all over the Roman Empire. One day, Mary's words would be fulfilled as God kept his promise of sending the Messiah. Yes. Let's see here. Let's look at the text. And Mary said, my soul magnifies, glorifies the Lord, and my spirit rejoices in God my Savior. This is where after a confirmation where she's come into contact with John the Baptist's mother, and she realizes the significance and the importance of what God has done through her. For he has been mindful of the humble state of his servant. He has thought about me. He has considered me. What is man that thou art mindful of him? What is the Son of Man that thou visitest him? And from now on, all generations, they will call me blessed. Yes, yes, the Virgin Mary, the Mother Mary, the Notre Dame, for the Mighty One has done great things for me. And then holy is his name. This could be everybody's testimony. For the Mighty One, God has done great things for me. And then yet holy is his name. His mercy extends to those who fear him from generation to generation. Yes, to 1,000 generations. He has performed mighty deeds with his hand, with his arm. He has scattered the proud in their inmost thoughts. He has brought down rulers from their thrones, but he has lifted up the humble. I'm so glad that God has a way of raising the humble. Yes, he does. He has filled the hungry with good things, but has sent the rich away empty. Not that means that God does not love, or that God is less concerned about the rich, but God also understands the plight of the poor, the hungry. But when you were hungry, yes, fed you. When you were thirsty, gave unto you drink. He has helped his servant Israel, remembering to be merciful to Abraham and his descendants forever, just as he promised our ancestors. Well, what makes this entire song of praise so very impressive is that in Jewish culture at the time of Jesus' birth, young girls like Mary rarely had the opportunity for any formal schooling. In addition, the manuscripts of the Torah, of the law, the Old Testament were so rare and so expensive that common people didn't have access to them. However, this young maiden, this little girl, had a deep knowledge of and an incisive insight into the Old Testament scriptures. Her words reflect the form of Old Testament poetry and almost completely quote or allude to the Jewish scriptures. Notice the personal touch Mary gives her praise. She says, "My soul magnifies the Lord." And she says, "My spirit rejoiced in God, my Savior." In her own experience, Mary had come to know and appreciate the goodness of her Lord. I say to us today, how many of us have personalized or do personalize our praise experiences with God? When we understand that he has been worthy to be praised and that he has done great things, and that every opportunity that he has given us to honor him through our mouths, through our lips, and through our actions, I pray and I trust that we've taken him at his word and that we have thanked him for his great kindness and for his mighty deeds in our lives. My soul, she says, doth magnify and glorify the Lord. My spirit, yes, is raised up and lifted up in his very, very presence. Listen, tonight at 6 p.m., make sure that you are in the building at St. Luke. We'll be here for an hour. Tomorrow, there'll be no service at the St. Luke Church. This will be our weekly worship service. Make sure that you send your offerings through Givelify or bring them this evening. We look forward to a great opportunity. And then on next Sunday, we definitely look forward to an outstanding worship service and the Lord's Supper to begin the year of 2023. God bless you and God keep you, definitely is my prayer.